All exactly 1 minute to the top of the hour here on Lookuptv. You're just in time for trending news on this 22nd day of April 2024. Remember, you can watch this bulletin live on our Facebook and YouTube pages at Lookuptv. We start our bulletin now, and 6 people have been confirmed dead after being involved in a road accident along the Narok-Mulot road in Narok County. A police report says that the fatal accident, which occurred in the Silange area, saw a Subaru Forester colliding head-on with a Toyota Sienta while trying to overtake. Police say that the Sienta, carrying 6 passengers, was heading towards Mulot, while the Subaru was heading towards Narok.
That is on 21st of April 2024. We had a fatal road accident that is along Narok-Mulot road, a place called Siranka. This involved the 2 vehicles, a Sienta and a Subaru Forester. The Sienta was headed towards Mulot direction, whereas the Subaru Forester was headed towards Narok direction. As a result of the accident, unfortunately, we lost 6 lives, and we had 11 passengers. That is inclusive 2 juveniles who were rushed to various hospitals within Narok County, and the bodies of the 6 deceased were taken to Narok County Referral Mortuary.
Mimi venye niliingia nilikuwa Facebook, so sikushughulika na speed. Hata ikianguka yenyewe mimi sikujua, nilistuka tu nikiamshwa. Ningeuliza serikali, hizi gari venye zinabeba excess, kwanza hizi probox, hizi gari dogo dogo ziache kubeba hivyo excess, cause tuseme kama tungekufa sisi wote, ama venye ilianguka tungekufa sisi wote. Tulikuwa watu wengi sana, tulikuwa watu 10 na inafaa kubeba watu 7. Yeah.
Tulipokuja tukaenda kwenye hospitali yetu ya referral, tukasimama hapo karibu masaa mawili tunafukuzwa.
Chose life to flash floods while 17 others were successfully rescued during an operation led by Machakos County Emergency Disaster Management Unit. The rescue operation was a joint effort by emergency teams in the flood-prone regions of Kinanie and Syokimau in Mavoko, Machakos County.
Red Cross walikuwa on the ground na tulikuwa na communicate na hao na wakafanya vizuri, wakajaribu kurescue hao watu wakitumia boat. Sisi tulipofika tukapata at least wamerescue watu karibu wote isipokuwa mmoja tu ndio tulipata habari kwamba amekataa kutoka kwa ile miti ambayo walikuwa wamejizuia hiyo mvua.
Tumekuwa na shida mingi hapa kuanzia 3D. Mahali watu walikuwa maji imeingia kwa nyumba, tumetuma matingatinga zetu huko, zimefungua hizo mitaro, maji yameanza kupita. Na sio hapa tu peke yake. Ukiangalia toko huko kwingine ndani kulikuwa na shida mingi sana, lakini ile shida kubwa sana ilikuwa hapa. Watu walikuwa katikati ya mito. Nilitoka asubuhi, nikitoka nikakutana na one of our village managers. Akaniambia kuna shida mingi. In fact nilikuta maji iko karibu na barabara. Just requesting my people, tafadhali, mkiona saa hii mito imeanza kufurika, tafadhali tokeni kwa mito. Kama tuko na wengine wako hapa mto wa mawe, tumeweka gari zetu standby hapa na tumekubaliana sisi wote hapa kama team, if we see there is a danger, tumeweka magari, hao watu waende wachukuliwe, waletwe hapa, walale hapa, kuna chakula, kuna kila kitu. We do not want to lose our people. We have not lost anybody apart from one person who was very naughty. Alienda ile bridge pale akatembea, anaulizwa tu unafanya nini, anatembea akatembea kufika huko maji akamzomba, akafanya nini, akaenda. Disaster, we also have our disaster center in Machakos, and people can always call there and the phones are working, so if there's anything wakipiga simu sisi wote, yeah, whether whichever sub county tutashikana na wale wa hiyo sub county twende tusaidie watu wetu, so we are prepared.
Now, Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki has stressed the need for a continuous crackdown on illicit arms and weapons held by civilians without proper licensing to address security threats in Kenya and the wider region. Speaking at the leadership transition event at the Regional Center on Small Arms and Light Weapons, Kindiki underscored Africa's potential to lead and contribute significantly to Fifth Industrial Revolution. However, he noted that insecurity fueled by the proliferation of small arms remains a major obstacle to Africa's development and role in the global economy.
The matter of the negative and debilitating effects of small arms and light weapons in our region is as urgent and is as a priority as it was during the formation of REXA. Illicit trafficking in small arms and light weapons continue to fuel conflict in many of our countries. It continues to undermine governance in many of our countries. It continues to impede socio-economic development in many of our countries. It is my desire that our region and our continent will eradicate the trafficking in illicit small arms and light weapons, promote on matters of control and management of small arms and light weapons. We in this part of the world have a challenge to find ways of comprehensively and permanently eradicating illicit trafficking.
And countdown. Now, the Law Society of Kenya is now calling for the speedy investigations into the fake fertilizer scandal. The society, led by their president, Faith Moni Odhiambo, now say it has given the ministry 7 days to set up a task force that will look into the matter.
The Society of Kenya is perturbed about the growing concerns surrounding the implementation of the National Fertilizer Subsidy Program, NFSP, which has recently come under scrutiny due to reports of substantial breaches of duty, acts of incompetence, and allegations of fraud and corruption. The NFSP was rolled out in September 2022 to offer subsidized fertilizer at half the price of commercial fertilizer to support agricultural productivity and stable food prices in Kenya. However, in the recent weeks, several complaints have been raised over substantial breaches of duty, acts of incompetence, and runaway fraud and corruption in the implementation of the NFSP. In particular, the following outstanding issues have been raised, including systematic severe issues within the Ministry of Agriculture and National Cereals and Produce Board, and highlighting on elaborate scheme to defraud farmers through the very program that was intended to bring them relief. We therefore call out the Cabinet Secretary and demand he takes action to address this unprecedented horror show guised as the National Fertilizer Subsidy Program and offer reparations to affected farmers. The Law Society as Kenya has written to the Cabinet Secretary demanding that he consider and implement several recommendations that we believe will be more efficient in addressing the real and put in place we will take necessary action against all parties involved and bestow with authority in the matter.
Let's talk matters communication and technology, and President William RUTO on Monday urged investors to focus on their investment on the African continent. President RUTO said investing in Africa's future is the best investment decision they could make now. RUTO was speaking during the Connected Africa Summit 2024 opening at the Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi.
We are here to mobilize our shared dreams and ambitions, visions and strategies in order to pave pathways to our common future, a future designed and built by Africans for Africa. Today, we come together inspired by the shared vision of a continent whose thriving economy anchors global prosperity, driven by the full participation of every citizen, and where, through the relentless pursuit of innovation, integration, and efficiency, our digital economy becomes the fundamental enabler of the aspirations of over 1 billion Africans. The primary ambition of this summit is that through determined collaboration and innovation, we will lay a sustained foundation of connectivity and empower the people of Africa to achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goals, as well as the AU's Agenda 2063.
Now, at least 42,000 children from vulnerable households in Bulapesa, Burat, Oldonyiro, Chari, Kina, and Garbatula wards of Isiolo County have benefited from food aid courtesy of the Child Welfare Society of Kenya. According to the Program Manager Mary Thiongo, the move is aimed at helping children who are at risk of facing hunger. The food aid totaling 216 tons of cereals, including maize, green grams, cowpeas, and rice, was distributed to 6,000 households across the 6 wards, with 1,000 benefiting households from each of the targeted wards.
Bole and our PS, Bwana Joseph Motari, and we are grateful to the government of Kenya for the funds that they expend to the institution so that we are able to work on behalf of the vulnerable families to ensure that offices are protected, and we do that through several programs. This is one of them, the emergency support program for the communities, to ensure that children who are going without food are supported so that they are able to be retained within families and they are able to access good nutrition. So for the last number of days, we have been in Isiolo County, and we have targeted several divisions. We started with Bulapesa, then we went to Bulat, we went to Lower Galbatula, then to Kina, Chari, and finally we are winding up in Oldonyiro.
Nimeshukuru hii watu wametuletea chakula, wanasaidia watoto. Tumeshukuru sana. Na tunataka watuongezee. Na hiyo chakula naye tunatarajia, tunataka mafuta kwa sababu hii chakula ni kafu, haina mafuta. Tunataka watuongezee mafuta.
Let's talk matters sports now, and over 80 golfers from Kenya and Uganda took part in the inaugural Kilifi Uganda Open at the Vipingo Ridge Golf Course in Kilifi County. The tournament aims to embrace golf tourism on the Kenyan coast that is proud of having one of the best coasts in Africa. Uganda Consul General Paul Mukumbia said that they will be partnering with the Kilifi County government to make the tournament an yearly event, while Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaro pledged to support the sport for the betterment of tourism industry in Kilifi County.
The only PGA course that we have in Africa, and you can imagine now the golfers that always come to Vipingo Ridge. Recently, about 1 month or so, there was the African or the European Women Open, something like that. But you can imagine how many golfers from all over the world came to Vipingo. and how much money they spent when they were here. Because when they come, they don't only play golf. They involve themselves in a lot of other economic activities. So that's why we want everybody, but to begin with Uganda and Kenya, to get involved in this golf tourism. And a lot has already been happening. The golfers have been promoting these bilateral relations, but they have been promoting it just as golf. Now we want to promote it as golf tourism. Recently there was a Magical Kenya in Nairobi, and a lot of Ugandan golfers participated in that. So really, golf tourism is something we need to tap into because of the reasonable resources that these golfers have, and the multiplier effect that the expenditure they do when they play golf, the multiplier effects that it has on all our economies.
On that golfing note, we wrap up the bulletin here on Trending News. Be sure to join us at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. on the Spotlight, just to get and to understand the stories that have made headlines across the country, even as the Law Society of Kenya calls for a team or task force to be formed to investigate the issue of fake fertilizer sold to farmers, as pressure continues to mount on Agriculture CS Mithika Linturi to resign regarding this sale. Now, you do have yourself a wonderful evening, and like always, God bless.
We value your feedback